Students, am I audible? Am I audible? Okay. Okay. So today we are going to discuss abstraction, packages, and exception handling. First, we'll mainly concentrate on abstract classes and interfaces. Okay. Okay. So far, we have discussed classes, objects, inheritance. Okay. I think Srinu sir may discuss about Eclipse overview and some of the logic building examples. Okay. So which are very helpful for you to write milestone 1. Don't neglect the logic building exercises. Why? Because they will play a very important role in milestones. Okay. That too, those logic building exercises mainly comes from the various operations that we are going to perform related to the arrays and strings. Okay, most of the programs will be asked in arrays and strings only. Okay, so be prepared with that. Okay, try to scratch the different types of logics. Okay, right. Let us begin our class. Okay. First, we'll discuss about what is abstraction. Okay, actually, the abstract classes, how the what is the main purpose of using abstract classes. Okay, it is a very good example that will comes under abstraction. Okay, so abstraction is process of hiding the implementation details and showing only the functionality to the user. Okay, that means the abstraction contains some details which will be hidden. Okay, the implementations doesn't given. Okay, the implementations doesn't given, but the thing is the functionality will be known to the user. Okay, what it is going to do, or if you find a particular operation, what it is going to do, and what are the specifications for it, and uh, what are the operations that are to be mapped to those uh, particular method declaration and all. Okay, actually it doesn't have any implementations, and the abstraction doesn't have any implementations. It will show only the functionality. So the next one is, actually it will mainly focus on external process than internal. Okay, that means it will focuses what an object rather than how it works. I think all of you know some idea about abstract classes. Okay, it will says what it will do rather than how it will do. Okay, so a class, if you want to make a class as abstract class, okay, you are supposed to use this abstract keyword before the class data type. Okay, class is a user defined data type. Before that, one more additional keyword that is to be added, that is what we will call it as an abstract class. So whenever you want to create an abstract class, the rule is that class should contain at least one abstract method. Okay, the rule is, if you want to create any abstract class, the rule is it should contain at least one abstract method. Okay, so those abstract methods doesn't defined in the abstract class, but those will be implemented in the classes which will extend this abstract class. Or I can say that the child classes of abstract classes, okay, the child classes of abstract classes are going to implement the methods in the abstract classes. Okay, so whenever you want to create an abstract class, okay, as I already told you, the abstract class is going to start with the keyword called abstract. Okay, for the abstract classes which doesn't have any facility of creation of object. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? It cannot be instantiated. It cannot be instantiated means what? The objects cannot be created for the abstract classes. Okay, so when you want to represent an abstract class, this is the syntax: abstract class space the name of the class and the block. Okay, and a method which is to be declared as an abstract doesn't need to implement in the abstract class. Okay, that is what we will call it as abstract method. Abstract methods will have only declarations but not the implementations. Why? Because the implementations are going to be assigned to the child classes, which are going to be extend the properties from its parent abstract class. Okay, such kind of methods we'll call it as a abstract methods. Okay, whenever you want to extend any abstract class and it contains two or three abstract methods, whenever you have performed this extend of that abstract class, definitely all the abstract methods must be overridden inside the child class. Okay, whenever a child class is going to extend the properties from its parent abstract class, all the abstract methods in that abstract class must be implemented in the child class. So this is how a sample abstract method is going to be represented. Okay, abstract keyword, if possible, the access specifier, void, sum. Okay, this is return type and the name of the method, arguments list, and semicolon. It is what we will call it as a method declaration, not the method definition. Okay, we are here. You can say that we are just declaring the method. So let us see one sample abstract class. Okay, I have created an abstract class called animal. Okay, that abstract class contains two methods. Okay, one is abstract method and another one is what? Concrete method. What is the difference between abstract method and concrete method means? Abstract methods doesn't have any definitions, doesn't have any implementation, just declarations, that's it. But here the concrete methods will have declarations as well as definition. Here I can say that animal sound is the abstract method and sleep is the concrete method. Okay, that belongs to the abstract class called animal. And now if I want to extend that animal class, animal means here it is an abstract class. Okay, there is no rule that that abstract class should contain only abstract methods. Abstract class can also be defined as it is a combination of both abstract methods as well as concrete methods. Okay, but when you want to extend that animal abstract class like this, definitely the abstract method must be defined in that class. The abstract method must be defined in that class. For example, here what is the abstract method here? Animal sound, right? This animal sound must be defined in the pig class, okay, as it is an abstract method in the animal class. Okay, and the sleep method as it is will be in the will be copied into your pig class. That's why here in the main method, what I'm doing is I'm instantiating my pig class. Okay, my pig is equal to new pig. I'm going to call the animal sound. Okay, that means the pig says this. Okay, and sleep means the method in the parent class will be executed automatically. Why? Because we are not overriding this method. Okay, then what it will be do is this sleep method is readily available in this child class. When you call that class through the child class object, the parent method definition is going to be executed. Let us observe the output. Okay, here if you observe, this pig says wee wee. That means here we have defined that definition for the animal sound here, and this default sleep sound will be here. Actually, what is the message actually here what we have given in the sleep method means triple Z, right? So this method as it is executed in the child class. Why? Because this child class is going to inherit all the properties from the animal class. Okay, if you want, there is a scope of changing the definition of this method also in your child class. That should be done explicitly. Otherwise, the implicit definition is going to be executed by default. Okay, so that is about the abstract class. Now let us see what is an interface. Okay, actually this interface is also called as the complete abstract class. What do you mean by complete abstract class? That means it contains only abstract methods. Okay, complete abstract class. Okay, it contains only abstract methods. That's it. Just like in our abstract class, the interface doesn't have any this kind of concrete methods. Okay, the methods with definition doesn't exist in your interface. Okay, that's why it is called as a complete abstract class. There can be only abstract methods in the Java interface, not method body and final variables. Okay, that means here you can say that the methods which are in the interfaces abstract by default. They are abstract by default, and the variables what you are going to use in the interfaces are final by default. I'll tell you what are these final keyword. Okay, the variables which you declare inside an interface are final by default, and the methods abstract by default. Okay, so this Java interface also represent a easier relationship. Okay, easier relationship means it will have a parent interface reference, and we will perform runtime polymorphism on the all the child classes which are going to implement the interfaces. Okay, so I'll show you one demo example which will illustrate this easier relationship. Okay, it cannot be instantiated just like the abstract class. Okay, like abstract class in the interfaces doesn't have any facility of instantiation. Okay. So we can achieve multiple inheritance as we already discussed in the inheritance concept. Okay, generally we cannot achieve multiple inheritance only with the help of classes. If you want to achieve multiple inheritance, you must involve interfaces. Without interfaces, we cannot achieve the multiple inheritance. Okay, so as you already know that interface can be declared with the keyword called interface. Here we won't use class keyword here. Make it point here. If you want to create an interface, you have to use the interface keyword, not the class keyword. So in an interface, all the fields are public, static, and final by default. Okay. So what are the methods that are going to be declared, or what are the variables you are going to declare? All are will have this public access specifier by default. Okay. And variables will be final by default. A class that implements an interface must implement all the methods. This statement is applicable to the abstract methods also, but this statement is applicable to the abstract classes only if it contains abstract methods. But this statement is completely applicable for the interfaces. Why? Because all the methods in the interfaces are abstract methods. Okay. So whenever you implement any interface, you must implement all the methods in that child class. Okay. So this is how we are going to create a sample interface. Okay. Instead of class, you have to use here, as I told you, interface keyword. Okay. Interface space interface name. Here I am going to use this animal keyword, animal, as my interface name. Inside that I'll declare some methods. Okay. So let us see the relationship between how the, okay, all of you clear about the interfaces, right? Let us see what is the relationship between classes and interfaces. For example, if class 2 wants to extend the property, for example, class 2 wants to inherit the properties from class 1, okay, then it uses extends keyword. Am I clear? When it uses extends keyword. As we already seen in the interface program. For example, if the class wants to extend the properties from an interface, okay, then it should use implements keyword. What I'm saying, if you want to perform inheritance between two classes, the keyword should be used is extends. And if you want to perform inheritance between a class and an interface, then the keyword you should use is implements. And if you want to perform the inheritance between two interfaces, again the keyword that you have to use extends. It's a very important question. It's very important what do you call notice that you are supposed to remember. Why? Because definitely some questions may be asked on this type of scenario. Okay, how we can inherit the properties between the classes? Then you have to say that using extends keyword. If you want to do the same with interface and a class, what you have to use? You have to use implements keyword. Similarly for between two interfaces. Now let us see one example of inheritance interface. Okay. For example, I have created two interfaces here. One is printable interface, another is showable interface. This printable interface has only one method, print method, which is an abstract method by default. And also here the interface showable contains only one method called show. So as I already told you, the methods what you will be declaring inside the interface are abstract by default. So no need to give abstract keyword here. No need to give abstract keyword for the methods you are going to declare inside an interface. Why? Because they are by default abstract. So no need to give any explicit abstract keywords. So this is how your class is going to implement two interfaces. Here I am giving the example of multiple inheritance. Why? Because your class A7 wants to implement the properties from the printable as well as showable interface. Okay, that's why you can acquire the properties of two interfaces with the comma separation. So now A7 class is going to be inherit the properties from both printable as well as showable. That means the class A7 wants to perform multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. That is possible by using this comma. That is possible by using this comma. Like that, you can implement any number of interfaces like this. Let us observe the output. This is the output. Okay, both the methods are going to be executed. Okay, if you execute print method, it will display hello. If you execute show method, it displays the message called welcome. Before going to discuss about difference between abstract class and interface, let us see one sample demo code of interfaces. Okay. Um, for example, CD. Now I want to create intex demo.java. Okay. Here I want to create an interface, okay, called switch. Okay. Otherwise, instead of switch, let us use plug. Okay. Interface plug. Okay. So what a plug contains? Generally, what are the properties that plug contains? Okay. String shape. Okay. What is the string shape? That is skull. Skull shape. Plug generally represent. Plug generally look like a skull, right? Why? Because it is a 3-pin device. Okay, 3-pin device. If you tilt down, it will look like a skull. Okay, string shape is equal to skull, and I want to say socket int pins. Okay, pins. How many pins will be there? Generally, 3 pins will be there. Okay. I want to declare a method called void display colors. Okay. Display colors. Okay. And I want to have a int display voltage. Okay. Now what I want to do is I have created, this is one more thing I want to mention here is generally interfaces are used to represent some generalized entities. For example, here I can say that a plug is a common interface that has been used for any company plug. Am I right? We can have different types of plugs. Different companies will be there. We have Kona, we have Anchor, we have Gold Medal, we have so and so companies plugs will be there. But if you observe, all those plugs will be look like same. Am I right? The orientation, shape, everything will be there. all the plugs will have 3 pins only, all the plugs will be in the skull shape only. But the thing is, they may differ in the colors and voltage. That is why I can have some generalized representation for that plug, and I want to extend this plug properties to one of the companies called Anchor, which will implement plug. Okay. Okay, class Anchor implements plug. Now what it will do is, you are supposed to implement the methods in the interface. Okay, void display colors. Okay, so here what I'll do is, in here I will give a first message that system.out.println it is plus shape. Otherwise I can say that it has plus shape orientation and it has for supply. Okay, 3 number of pins for supply. Now let us define this. It has colors red, green and yellow. Okay, okay, and we have one more method, display voltage method, which has a return type of int. So what is the maximum voltage it can return? That is return 220. Return 220. Okay. So these are the specifications for only Anchor. It has taken the it is going to display some specifications. The Anchor plug is going to display some specifications by taking some generalized properties from the plug interface. So similarly, I want to do the same for another plug, okay, whose name is Kona. I think all of you have heard about these companies, right? Anchor and Kona. So here it is also shape in orientation, pins, number of pins for supply, but the colors red, green, red instead of green I'll give white, and instead of yellow I'll give the blue. Okay, and it can return maximum voltage of 240 volts. Okay, now let us create a main class Intex demo. Intex demo. Public static void main string args. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll perform runtime polymorphism. Plug A equal to new anchor and A dot what I'm doing is yeah, I'm calling display colors. See, for understanding purpose, I'm typing in the notepad. But when you are supposed to write the codes, you better use Eclipse IDE. Okay. Eclipse IDE, if you it will take less time for you to code. Okay. A dot display voltage. Okay. So this is regarding the plug called anchor. I want to do the same for Kona. Plug C equal to new Kona. Okay, so I want to say that C dot display color, and this is C dot display voltage. Okay, now let us execute the code. Java C intex demo.java. Oh, so many weaker access privileges. Okay, fine. I'll tell you. Why? Because they are public, right? So by default, you have to. This is one. Yeah. I won't clear this error. Can anybody tell me? What is the error you have understood? And see the error. Very important it is. Okay. Actually, I want to test this. That is already in my mind. Okay. Can anybody tell me why we got these errors? Why? Because this is also important question that may be asked in your milestone 1. Anybody? Please acknowledge through chat. Anybody can explain what is this error? Why I got this error? Nobody. Actually, I already told you that the methods what we have declared inside a interface are public by default. I already told you this, right? What are the methods that you declare inside an interface are public by default. Even though it doesn't mention anything like public, they will be public. Without explicitly mentioning it is a public. Of course, then what happened? We are making it default instead of public. Okay, then. Okay. I'll continue that. Okay, no problem. I'll continue that. As I already told you, the methods inside an interface are public by default. This is what we already know, right? So here in the child class, if you observe, here what access specifier I'm giving? But the methods inside the class is not public by default. Which access specifier that you are giving, that will be final file. Okay. So here what here, you are not mentioning here anything like public, right? So what happens here? It is what? A default access specifier. If you want to mention inside a interface, the default access specifier is public. If you want to mention anything inside any access specifier inside a class, that is default. That is a default. In Java, we have 4 types of access specifiers. Okay. 4 types of access specifiers. One is, increase the font. One is public. Next one is default. Next one is protected. The last one is private. Private is the very weaker privilege, and the public is very stronger privilege. Okay, so we have a order of these access specifiers. Okay, order of these access specifiers according to their access privileges. Okay, when we compare all these things, so public will have the more access privilege than others. After that, after public, the second rank can be given to the default. Okay, and after default, the third rank can be given to the protected, and the last rank is going to be given to the private. So public here I can call it as a stronger privilege, and the private is a weaker privilege. Okay, so public have the stronger privilege than default, than protected, than private. Are you following or not? So as I already told you, the interfaces will have the methods whose access privilege is public by default. So here you should not give any weaker privilege. Definitely you have to give the same privilege, otherwise stronger privilege. For example, here if you have protected, if you perform here it is protected, then you have to give either protected, default or public, but you are not supposed to give anything like private. Okay, always you have to give stronger privilege, not the weaker privilege. That's why instead of default, here I'm giving public here. But here we in the interface we cannot give protected private like that. Why? Because in the interfaces all the methods are public by default. That can be achieved through abstract classes. For example, instead of interface, we have here abstract classes. You can change any kind of privilege over here. Okay, when you are inheriting those properties inside the child classes, then the privileges must be stronger than the privileges what you have given in the parent class. Very important concept. Okay, definitely you'll get the question in the first milestone. Okay, what you have to give? If you have some access privilege in the parent, in the child class, you have to give the same privilege or stronger than that, but not weaker than the parent's privilege. Okay, actually these access privileges generally says the scope of that particular member. Okay, I'll discuss about these access privileges at the time of packages again. Okay, so don't worry. Now let us execute the code. Java C. Okay, now I want to execute this code. Okay, it has color. I am first displaying the first 4 statements related to anchor plug, and the second 4 statements are related to the Kona plug. Okay, so this is how you can implement the interfaces. If you want me to explain about the easy relationship, for example, here what I'll do is I'll have another okay, class called disp details. Okay, so here I will create a method called public void display. Public void display, which has the argument as interface plug. That's it. Interface plug. Okay. Right. So here, instead of displaying the details in the main method itself, I want to display those details in the disp details class. Okay, that's why I have created a disp details. Okay. Okay. Now what I'll do is here, before this, I'll create disp details dt is equal to new disp details. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll create an instance for anchor class using runtime polymorphism, and now I'll call dt.display of a. Okay. Similarly, for Kona plug also, what I'll do is I'll use dt.display of okay. Following. So now what I'll do here is, so here what we are doing here, we are performing a runtime polymorphism, creating parent class reference or parent interface reference, but we are associating child class object. And this reference is going to be argument for this display method. Then this A is of what type? Interface type only. Am I right? It is a interface type only. This is what secure mechanism. This is what we call as a secure mechanism. If anybody want to hack this, he cannot hack it. Even though it has, even though that hacker hacked this code, Okay, what happens is if you click on this interface, then the methods will be called these. Okay, the methods will be called this, but actually the methods are going to be executed is these. Okay, this is a very secure mechanism. Okay, why? Because we are performing runtime polymorphism using easier relationship. So now what I'll do is here plug dot display colors. And I want to the voltage, that is plug dot display voltage voltage. Okay, so now let us execute the code. So instead of displaying the details over here, I'm using another class called display details. There I'm displaying the details. Okay, so plug dot display colors, that means the object which will be given through the reference of interface will execute the respective methods. Okay. Sorry, not plug. Plug is already defined, right? So instead of plug, I'll say that interface PL, for example. Interface PL. Plug we already defined, right? So, yeah. Sorry, here we have to use plug. This is of type plug, right? So plug PL. Okay. Now, yeah, Java. You understand? Yes, all of you. So here, what type of object you are passing in? This is a plug type object. Actually, what is plug here? Interface. Am I right? So here, plug is a, when it is executing. Here, plug is a anchor. After if you execute this, here the plug is corner. First, what it is saying that for the first iteration of execution, the plug is anchor. After that, when you execute this, the plug is corner. Here we have built a is relationship, is a relationship. Okay, am I right? Clear, all of you? Any doubts? Clear, all of you? This is how we can achieve easier relationship using interfaces. Okay. Why? Because here we are creating the object of child class, but we are associating the parent class reference. That's why when you pass this object here, so the reference that you have to make use is that is interface reference only. Through that interface reference only, your methods are going to be executed. Okay, this is what we will call it as a is a relationship. Is a relationship. Clear? Any doubts? Any doubts? Please acknowledge through chat. Yes? Any doubts? Nobody is responding. Okay. So now let us see the difference between abstract class and interface. Very important. Okay. Generally, Java interfaces are implicitly abstract and cannot have any implementations. As we already know that abstract method, Abstract methods are default in the interface, so abstract method doesn't have any implementations. But in the abstract class, you have to mention it is an abstract method explicitly. You have to say that it is an abstract method explicitly. Here the variables in the interfaces are by default final, but if you want, you can involve final variables in the abstract class. But there is no such rule that the variable which you declare in the abstract class that is final by default. If you want, you can introduce final variables. Otherwise, the variables are non-final variables. So members of Java interfaces are public by default. As just now we have seen in the example how they are public by default. Okay, we have tested that code also. Okay, but here there is no such rule. Okay, you can have any access specifier inside an abstract class. That means those members may be a private member or a protected member or whatever. Similarly, here Java interfaces can be implemented, can be extended using implements keyword, where abstract classes can be extended using keyword called extends. But when you use this implements keyword or extends keyword for either for interface or abstract classes, all the abstract methods must be implemented inside the child class, which is going to inherit the properties from those interface or abstract class. An interface can extend another Java interface only. Okay, it can have only extend keyword that can be used between the two interfaces or two classes. But here the multiple interfaces, multiple inheritance is the case when you want to perform inheritance between two interfaces. You are supposed to use the keyword called extend. But if you want to do the same thing with class and interface, you have to use the implements keyword. Implements keyword. So interfaces cannot be instantiated. Okay, abstract classes cannot be instantiated. Okay, and can be invoked only if a main exists. Okay, if a main method is going to be exists. Okay, these classes can be invoked only when the main method exists. That means it has some starting point. Okay, and the Java interfaces are slow as it requires extra indirection, but the abstract classes are very fast. Okay. Okay. Now let us see about the packages. What is a package? Package is group of similar types of classes, interfaces, and sub-packages. Actually, this package, I can say that it is like a tool for you. Like a tool. For example, if any banking application you are supposed to develop, okay. So what I'll do is I'll create a package called bank, and I will involve all the classes and interfaces that are necessary for implementing the banking operations. I can store all those classes and interfaces inside that banking package. That banking package is used for all the banks in the future. Why? Because generally we are not interested to do the operations from the beginning for each and every bank. For example, if you have developed an application for HDFC Bank, okay, after seeing the quality of that application, ICICI Bank people will also approach you to design the software for them. So what you will do, you won't do it from the initial position, right? You will try to use some existing modules in the HDFC Bank, and you will modify in the ICICI Bank. Am I right? So nobody will be interested to develop the package similar applications from the scratch. So if you want to reuse the components, okay, if you want to reuse the components, these packages can be helpful. So generally these packages are also used to avoid the naming conflicts. Okay, for example, you may have displaying of details for both employees as well as students, for example. Then there will be conflict if you want to use the display details. There will be conflict whether you are using for employees or students. So what you will do is you will create a display details in employee package, and if you want to use the display details, that will be also in the students package. Then as per the naming conventions, okay, as per the package importation, then you can differentiate which display details you are going to use. Okay, so the name conflicts can be achieved through this packages. now? Am my voice is audible now? Now, am I audible? Now, am I audible? Hello. 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 Now it is audible. Okay. Right. Um, so now, so generally here the naming conflicts can be achieved through packages. Why? Because there will be two different packages, student and employee. Okay. So if you want to use display method, for example, display class, for example. So if you want to use the display class in the same program, okay, so there will be confusion that whether this display class is going to be used for either students or employees. Then there will be conflicts, right? So what I'll do is I'll create display class in the both the packages. I'll create display class in student package and display class in the employee package. According to the package importation, you will use this display. Then there will not be any naming conflict. Then you will have a clarity that which display will play a role for which package. Okay, like that you can avoid the naming conflicts. So this package is package keyword is used to create a package in Java. Okay, that means if you want to dedicate a particular class to a particular package, so the first statement in that program or the class should be started with the keyword called package. Okay, the package in Java can be categorized in two forms: built-in packages and user-defined packages. We'll have two types of packages, that is built-in package and user-defined package. Already we have seen some built-in packages. Okay, so this is the sample syntax of importing a package. Import package name dot the class subpackage dot star. The star represents all the classes and interfaces whichever there in this package and subpackage will be deployed in your program automatically. Okay, that is the convention. That is the meaning of star convention. Generally, you will create classes, interfaces inside a package, right? If you want to use all of them in your program, simply package dot subpackage dot star. Okay, it deploys all the classes and interfaces in your program. For example, here, if you use this statement import java.util.set, I think so many people have used this instruction. Here Java, here I can call it as a root package, and util I am calling it as a sub package. Okay, Java is what? Root package, and util is what? Sub package, and dot star means all the classes in that util sub package can be used in your program. Okay, so user defined packages, let us see one demo program. So here I want to create a package called animals. Here I want to create a package called animals, and I want to dedicate this animal interface inside my animals package. That's why what I'm doing is here before writing this interface animal, I'm writing this package animals. Whenever you write this package animals, you are dedicating this interface to this package. And you know how to declare the methods inside an interface like this. And the second one is I will create another I have created the class called mummal in the same package called animals, and this mummal implements animal. Okay, animal, and it will implement the methods of eat and travel in the class called mummal. Okay, here don't be confused. This animal interface and mummal class belongs to the same package called animals. Same package called animals. And these methods are going to be executed, implemented in the mummal child class. And to test this, we use a main method like this. Okay, import animals.star class package demo public static void main like this. Okay. Okay, let us see one sample program execution. So as I want to create a package called animals, right? Let me see. Okay, animals already exist. Okay, we'll do one thing. I'll create another package called bank. Okay, MD bank, and I want to create a say, bank directory. Now I want to create a notepad, intbank.java. Okay, so now what I'll do is, here I want to use this I want to dedicate this component, either it is an interface or class, I doesn't care, but I want to dedicate this component to my package. Which package I have created here? Package bank. So package bank. Now what I want to do is I want to use interface. Okay, interface interests. Interests. So it has two types of interests. Int saving interest. If you want to do that, I have to pass a float variable. Okay, deposit. Similarly, you want to calculate fixed interest. Okay, I want to float D. Okay, D. So this is the interface that I have created. Now let us compile this. Successfully compiled. Let me create another class, another component that is what calculate calcient. Okay, dot java. I want to dedicate the same this class also to my package. Okay, package. The package name package bank class. Okay, class calci interest that implements. Okay, that implements. What is the name of the interest interface? That is INT bank, right? Implements INT bank. Now what you have to do is, I'll use public float. So the methods we have, public float saving int. Okay, controls. I want to return float. Okay, I want to give a float variable here. Here also I want to give a float variable. Okay, let me copy these two, and I want to paste in my class. Okay, these are the specifications. Public float, delete the semicolon, give the body. So return DEP into 0.04. Okay, 04F. Similarly, for fixed interest, I want to return DEP into 0.65F. Okay. Okay. I have modified some code in the INT bank, and I have created calcint for interest calculation. So for that, I want to compile both the codes at a time. So I'll write the java c star.java. Find symbol INT bank. Sorry, Here I have to change it to INT Bank, right? This is INT Bank. Now, yeah, okay. So float fixed int, right? Weaker privilege, same problem what we have with this faced in the previous example. So you have to give public. Why? Because in the interface, the methods are public by default, so you should not change its access privilege. So now everything is fine. Okay. Now let us go out of the bank. Now what I want to do is I want to create a banking application, Notepad, HDFC Bank .java, for example. Okay. HDFC Bank .java. I want to open a account in HDFC Bank. So HDFC Bank. In this, I want to create a main method. Okay. But before that, giving the definition in the main method, what you are supposed to do is first you have to import bank.star. Okay, you have created a bank package, right? So you have to import that bank package. Now what I want to do is I have a fixed deposit of 45,000, and I want to calculate. For that, what I have to do is calc int, right? So I want to calculate interest. So before that, I want to create the object for calc int class. Now I want to calculate interest if my deposit is deposited in a savings account. So C dot, what is the method? C dot saving int. C dot saving int of DEP. Okay. Similarly, if I want to check the same amount has been deposited in a fixed account, so how much interest I want to check it. Okay. Let me give a specific savings interest, and I want to give it is fixed interest. Okay. Now let us execute the code. Java C HDFC Bank dot. Okay. So I want to access this class outside the package. So what you have to do is you have to make this class as public. Okay. Again, I want to go to bank and I want to recompile the code. And again, I want to come out of this CLS. Now I want to Java HDFC Bank. So saving interest is 1800 and fixed interest is 29,249 rupees. Okay. So what I want to do is actually I want to calculate the if I deposit this money in my HDFC Bank in the savings account, how much interest I'll get, and if I deposit the same money in the fixed account, how much interest I'll get. For that, I'm using this class. It will calculate. This class job is to only calculate the interest rates. That's it. Okay. So it should be available outside the package. That's why I have make it as a public member. Remember, if you want to make the components which should be accessible outside the package, then each and every member must be a public member. Then only these members can be accessed out of the packages, outside the packages. Okay, that's why you have to change the access privileges inside the package as public. Okay, and who will provide the standards for this calcient means, that is this INT bank. Standard means what? This will tell us what are the different types of interests we have in the bank. What are the different types of interest we have in the bank will be known by this interface. And if there exist, what are the interest rates will be taken care by this calcient. And using this, I'm going to calculate the interest for the amounts deposited in the HDFC bank, various accounts. This amount is deposited in the various accounts of HDFC bank. Am I clear? Yes? This is how we can do the package implementation. Okay. Now, I want all of you to do the, let me, Java milestone. Yes. How many of you have done this project? All of you? Please acknowledge through the chat box. Okay. How many of you have done this project? Video rental inventory system. Yes. If you know the classes and objects, you can easily implement this code. How many of you? Please acknowledge through chat. How many of you have implemented this project, Tech Module 2? This is the mini project to video rental inventory system. This is the project that should be implemented. At the time of classes and objects only. Okay. The thing is, what you are supposed to do is, first you have to create a class called video. First you have to create a class called video by following these specifications with the constructor called video. And you'll have another class called video store. What video store will do is, it will do various operations on videos. That means adding the video to your object array, checking out, returning along with the rating, okay, and receiving the rating, listing the inventory. These are the different types of operations that you can do on your video store. Videos on your video store, that will be known by this video store. And this video launcher has only the main method. That's it. Video launcher will have only the main method. That means you have to create three different classes. And I want all of you to do it quickly. Okay. Otherwise, you won't get enough credits for the milestone 1. Similarly, milestone 3, mini project 3 also, interest calculation. Okay. This is all should be also completed. Okay. These are all the specifications that you have to follow. Each and every one should complete these projects. Okay. Interest calculator, and finally we have another project called okay, this is JUnit. JUnit, sir will explain soon. Okay, in the JUnit. But before JUnit is going to be discussed, I want all of you to complete all these 3 mini projects. And soon will provide you the link, and you have to upload all these mini projects in that link, along with the roll number and ID. Definitely will monitor who will doing it and who are not doing it. Okay. Any doubts? Any doubts? Otherwise, we'll wind up the session. Any doubts? Shall we wind up the session? Again, I'm reminding you, all of you should finish. All of you should finish the first 3 projects. 1, salary calculation. Second one is video rental system. The third one is interest calculator. I want all of to implement all these projects as per the specifications that have been given in the documents. Okay, I'll send the PDFs. Is it possibility sending the files inside this? Okay, all of you be in online. I'll do one thing. Be in online. Nobody supposed to go out. Okay. Be in online. Okay, successfully uploaded. And your friend said I'll upload in the classrooms. See, all of you, I have given in your classroom. Okay. The second group also. Okay. So I have successfully uploaded the projects. All of you download those projects and start doing it. Am I clear? Okay. I'm winding up the session. Okay, okay, sure, sure.
అవును సార్.
సార్ సార్ ఆపేయండి ఎండ్ చేసేయండి సార్ సెషన్. హలో.
కెన్ యూ ఎండ్ ది సెషన్ సార్?
ఎస్ సార్.